Hello and welcome to the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. In this week's edition, we'll review all 10 races from Saturday, June 10. This included the Valbert Marlow Trophy as well as the day's feature, which was the second running of the Safra Trophy, a 3-year-old and up overnight allowance event. Let's begin our highlights package. Race 1 saw 10 entries contesting a 3-year-old and up claiming contest. High Diplomacy breaking from gate 6 was the 5-2 favorite.
They're off for the first. Muscatoon staggers out at the back. Shaboom didn't get away that quickly either. As they run toward the final 6 furlongs on the back stretch, High Diplomacy on the outside, He Can Dance. They match strides early. A drone strike is hidden from view and are right there alongside He Can Dance as these two make their way now toward the 5. They've opened up some 3 lengths over High Diplomacy in the orange. There goes Zabratone overtaking. Angelos is back in 5th as they leave the 5. Donald Mighty in the blue race is up next. Another Bullet now asked to make some progress. Mind that cat on the outside. Shaboom looking for ground against the rail, and a Muscatoon after the poor start has never recovered. They run away now toward the 7/16. They've left the half mile in behind them, and it's He Can Dance and Jawara Stedman who dictate terms and set the fractions as they slip past the 3. Angelos now moving best of the rest and cutting into that lead. It's now only 2.5. Drone Strike in between horses. Zabratone in the dark blue on the outside, and High Diplomacy in the orange down against the rail, but He Can Dance continues to churn on. Inside the final 2 furlongs in the stretch drive, it is He Can Dance getting touches of the right-hand stick. Angelos is the one now launching an attack but needs to find 2 or more. High Diplomacy struggling down against the rail. They drive past the furlong pole. It is He Can Dance continuing to hold the lead by just over a length and a half. Angelos continues the challenge on the outside. He Can Dance battling. Here is Angelos now kicking in late. Angelos and He Can Dance. Could be Angelos over He Can Dance. Then Shaboom, Zabratone. Donald Mighty looks to be 5th.
At long odds of 47-1, the 6-year-old chestnut mare Angelos outruns her more fancied opponents to land the opening event on Saturday. Ridden by Roger Hewitt for new trainer Barrington Bernard, Angelos clocked 1 minute 28 and 3/5 of a second, going 1400 meters. Race 2 was a 3-year-old and up optional event. Wilson, the mount of Juvenile Patterson, was sent off as a 2-5 favorite.
7 furlong the trip. They're off and racing in the second. Dare to Speak steps a bit slow, but races at the back of the field. As they make their way to the 6th, Wilson has assumed that lead. From Master of All, racing in second. Right there in third, that is Expeditious. Cola will right against the rail. Then comes XY Soul, 3 lengths away before we come to Dare to Speak, and running at the back of the field, that's Whatever. They come towards passing the 5, and Wilson stretches that lead, about 4 lengths in front of Master of All. Creeping up on the rail, that is Cola Will. Right there in 4th, that is XY Soul. Behind XY Soul and coming around, that is Expeditious as they pass the 4. Then comes 2 lengths before we come to Dare to Speak, and tailing off badly at the back of the field, that's Whatever. They make their way toward the 3, and it is now a 7-length lead. Wilson on an afternoon stroll at the moment. About 7 lengths in front of Cola Will, gone down in second. Hustle up for more. That's Master of All. 3 lengths away before we come to Expeditious and XY Soul. They're at the top of the lane, and Wilson is fleet-footed and begins to show about 8 lengths in front of Cola Will, chasing in second. Also coming back for more. That's Master of All, but this Wilson is not for catching in the second. It's about 8 or 9 lengths in front, and I think it's all over by the shouting. It's Wilson in front and traveling nicely too. Wilson running away from them up on the ace. Confident ride from Juvenile Patterson. Wilson will land this one maybe by 8 lengths from running on for second. That's Expeditious. Cola Will is third, and XY Soul is 4th.
Wilson justified the favorite tag to win by an impressive 8 lengths. Second went to Expeditious, followed by Cola Will and Dare to Speak. Race 3 was an event for low-level claimers. Ricky Ricardo was the most fancied amongst punters, sent off as a 3-5 favorite for the 1400-meter trip.
Field in line. They're ready. They're up. Mr. Ray came out at the back. Mimum just didn't get away that quickly either. Down the back stretch they go on their way now toward the 6. Thunderstrike battling for that lead with Golden Emperor and Ricky Ricardo as they leave the 6. Sunshine Cat right on their heels along with Starboy Flyer. Just about 2.5 lengths separates the first 5 as they make their way toward the 5. Mimum Just is 2.5 lengths in behind them. A further length and a half to Mr. Ray now beginning to make progress. Jamaican Storm is 3 further lengths back and left out of it at the back of the field. It's Junior Jones. The tempo should increase. They're at the half mile and go rushing into that turn, and we still have a tight cluster up front. Ricky Ricardo on the outside, Thunderstrike in the blue. Sunshine Cat looks to be in between them, hidden from view at the moment. Golden Emperor is some 2.5 lengths back. Starboy Flyer as they leave the 3 now shaken for run. Mr. A has a lot to do, along with My Mum Just, then Jamaican Storm, and at the back of the field struggling, Junior Jones as they're about to come into the top of the lane. A 1/4 mile to run, and Sunshine Cat shining brightly now gets that lead. Ricky Ricardo is drifting off a true line, but throwing down the challenge as Sunshine Cat over against the rail, the leader from Ricky Ricardo left 3 lengths back on the outside. A furlong to run. It is a Sunshine Cat and O'Neill Bunnings beginning to go away from them. Sunshine Cat a crack or 2 of the left-hand stick, and Sunshine Cat just keeps on rolling. Sunshine Cat extending the lead with every stride, maybe 8 or 9 lengths. Ricky Ricardo in a photo with Golden Emperor, who looks to snatch second from Ricky Ricardo. Then Thunderstrike down on the rail.
At 4-1 odds, it was Sunshine Cat that outshone all other entries to land Saturday's race 3. Ridden by O'Neill Mullings for trainer Ryan Darby, Sunshine Cat sped to victory in 1 minute 31 2/5 of a second, covering 1,400 meters. Magic Bullet at odds of 9-5 was the most fancied entry for race 4. Here's how the 9 entries competed over 1,000 meters or 5 furlong straight.
Ready for a start? They're off and racing. Braking smartly in the middle, that's Beautiful Brand. Also braking smartly, that's Absolute Blue. Lion Talk is also on the premises. Over on the far side, Reminiscent Bolo and Jackson are racing together. To the near side, that's JB Flyer. Just behind the JB Flyer, that's Magic Bullet. They're spread right across the track as they come toward the 3 furlong point. And it is Absolute Blue, just the leader right there too. That's JB Flyer. Absolute Blue and JB Flyer over in the middle, tacking across to the far side. That's Beautiful Brand, but it's Absolute Blue, just the leader from JB Flyer. This is where the action lies as they leave the 2 furlong point and come to the furlong and a half. It's Absolute Blue now begins to go away from JB Flyer. Absolute Blue looks to be in charge at the moment, coming to the furlong pole there, coming to the half a furlong pole, and Absolute Blue and Action Pack Ren Lewis snatching this one from the gates. It's Absolute Blue, the winner. Second goes to Magic Bullet. Got tight for third, though, between Lion Talk and JB Flyer. And I think Matriarch might have finished in 5th.
Red Hot Ryan Lewis delivered another impressive ride, sitting aboard the 2-1 entry Absolute Blue for trainer Cal Anderson. Lewis piloted the 5-year-old bay horse to victory in 1 minute 3 seconds flat, covering 1,000 meters. Champion rider Dane Dawkins was aboard Jaguar for race 5. This was another 5 furlong straight event where there was much need for speed among the 9-horse field.
They're off. Gift from Ben breaks on the far side. Power of Faith is also showing some speed just off the fraction. Sizzling Sister K. The Jaguar in the red is right up with the front runners. Tolona showing speed against the stand fence, but they make their way. They've covered the first furlong and a half and run toward the final quarter. A Jaguar in a battle for that lead with a gift from Ben. Tolona not too far behind them. On the far side, Exceptional Babs in the yellow silks and the white cap. Sizzling Sister K just in behind that front rank as they're approaching now the quarter pole. They flash past it, and it's a Jaguar just the leader. A gift from Ben is tacked toward the center. Exceptional Babs now is shaken up and asked to run at them, but it is a Jaguar out in front.
Welcome back to the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. In the second half of our presentation, we'll recap races 6 to 10 from Saturday, June 10. This included the day's feature, the Safra Trophy. Race 6 saw a field of 12 competing over 1200 meters. Noblar was the most fancied entry, sent off at odds of 6-5.
They're all in and locked away. They're often racing. Warhorse steps a bit slowly and is left at the back of the field as a mad rushes up front. Lady Abimala and a Bad Investment go for it. On the rail and sneaking up, that is a Phenomenal One. They come past the 5 furlong point. Phenomenal One, Bad Investment, and Lady Abimala right across the track. Right behind them, we have Always Right is in fourth. Then comes Norblar racing in fifth, right against the rail. That is May Sellington. Then comes Warhorse recovering. Here comes Ben overtaking Richie Rich. Then a gap before we come to I Am Interested, Captain Philip, and racing at the back of the field on Charter. They're going to come into the lane shortly, coming to the 2.5, and it is Phenomenal One in front and traveling nicely with that lead. Coming back for more, that is Lady Abimala. It's Phenomenal One in front of Lady Abimala. Always Right is also coming on. Also coming on, it's Narblar, but it's Phenomenal One still in front of Lady Abimala. Coming right through, and Lady Abimala is at the front to the furlong pole. It's Lady Abimala. Phenomenal One still fighting back. Here comes May Sellington. Also running on is Always Right and Norblar, but it's Lady Abimala having them off their legs. Lady Abimala beats Phenomenal One, May Sellington. Then comes Always Right. Got tight between Richie Rich and Norblar for fifth.
The most fancied entry, Noblar, was spotted in mid-pack at the end of the event, as it was Rowan Matthews' entry, Lady Abimala, that was first past the winning post. Ridden by veteran Paul Francis, Lady Abimala clocked 1 minute 14 2/5 of a second, covering 1200 meters. Race 7 saw Aaron Chaudhry replacing Devon Thomas aboard the 5-horse Rashid. Zion, the mount of 1,000 guineas winner Philip Parchment, was sent off as the 4-5 favorite.
1400 meters, 7 furlongs. They're off. Fair start. Quick just missing it, along with Always Vigorous, as they're on the run toward the final 6 furlongs of the event. Fault Line battling for that lead with Zion and a Little Grovey Thing, these three in a line. Queco right on their heels. No Surrender, the Grey Race is back in fifth as they make their way down the back stretch, about to arrive at the 5. A gap up some 3 lengths to Rashid, accompanied by Always Vigorous, and at the back of the field it's a Buff Bay. They're running toward the final half mile and the bend for home. Still grouped up on the front, with Little Grovey Thing showing on that lead. Zion right alongside, attacking as they leave the half mile. Fault Line now edges closer. Queco in a handy spot if good enough. A break of some 4 lengths to the Grey, No Surrender. Rashid a half a length down. Always Vigorous shaken up for more run, and a Buff Bay still at the back. They're about to arrive at the final 5/16th, and Zion has now taken charge up front. It is Zion, the favourite, on that lead, still under the hand ride, turning for home, stepping just off the rail. Fault Line is left back toward the outside. Queco now bringing a run in between horses, and Little Grovey Thing looks to have all petered out, but it is Zion under the right-hand stick, drifting down now, right against the rail as they arrive at the furlong pole. Zion by 3 or more. Fault Line continues the chase. Queco is over against the rail, but inside the final 16th, it is a Zion and a Philip Parchment. Parchment pushes out Zion. There'll be no stopping Zion, winning by 4 or more over Fault Line. Then Queco third. Little Grovey Thing is fourth. Buff Bay fifth.
Zion was easy across the winning post to win in a time of 1 minute 28 seconds flat for rider Philip Parchment and trainer Courtney Williams. Race 8 was the Valbert Marlow Memorial Cup. 8 faced the starter, covering 1,800 meters. Nefertari, the mount of Tevin Foster for trainer Anthony Baba-Nunes, was the most fancied at 3-2.
They're often racing. Caught them in a very good line. Over on the far side, that is Sunset Silhouette right against the rail and coupling up nicely as they pass the mile. That's GT Boy. So GT Boy in front. Also in the mix, that is Rainsville. Or Angel is picking up speed and coming to, as they come towards the 7 furlong point. It is GT Boy leading them towards the 6. As they roll over on the backstretch. GT Boy, just the leader. From right there, Rainsville also coming on the outside. That's Sunny T and Chippy quite early. Our Angel is also in the mix. Then comes up Fly Messenger Fly, Sunset Silhouette, and tailing off at the back of the field, that is Lion of Ekati. Sunny T and Chippy now goes to on a narrow lead. Just the leader from GT Boy right there in second, right beside GT Boy. That is Rainsville coming around fast. That's Fly Messenger Fly, who now goes down into second. Sunset Silhouette is right there too. But it is Sunny T and Chippy on that lead from Fly Messenger Fly. Right there, it's Sunny T and Chippy in front of Fly Messenger Fly. Rainsville is right there, also coming on. That Sunset Silhouette. They're at the top of the lane in the Valbert Marlow Memorial Cup, and Rainsville on the inside. The Sunny T and Chippy in the middle. Also there, that's Fly Messenger Fly. What Sunset Silhouette coming on the wide outside. GT Boy right behind them. They're coming to the furlong pole in a cluster. It is Sunset Silhouette and Rainsville. Sunset Silhouette, Rainsville, Sunny T and Chippy still there, but Sunset Silhouette has it the front in the Valbert Marlow. It's Sunset Silhouette in front of Sunny T and Chippy. Sunset Silhouette beats Sunny T and Chippy, Rainsville and the Fly Messenger Fly.
Another brilliant ride from informed jock Ryan Lewis saw Sunset Silhouette securing this year's edition of the Valbert Marlow Memorial Cup. The victory saw trainer Jason DaCosta securing his 199th victory at Caymanas Park. Race 9 saw Patrick Fung's entry, Piggly Wiggly, being declared a late non-starter. Ryan Darby's entry, Money Market, was the 4-5 favourite.
They're off. An almost perfect start. The Digital Light, Strike Smart, goes for that lead, and Strike Smart picks it up. Running Glory rushing up on the outside. The Money Market is racing right there in third as they pass the 5. Digital Light a close up fourth. Toward the outside, Big Guy in the Sky. A gap of 3 to Smooth Aviator. Kai on the go right alongside. Kismet toward the back, and Epic trails the field. They've left the half mile. They're on the run now toward the 7/16th, and Jason DaCosta's Running Glory now grabs that lead. Strike Smart in pursuit, a length and a half down. The favourite Money Market right alongside. Big Guy in the Sky needs to find 4 more lengths to get to those leaders. Digital Light and Kai on the go race next. Then Smooth Aviator and Kismet and Epic, never been in it, at the back. They're coming into the lane, a quarter of a mile to run. Running Glory continues to run on that lead. Here is Strike Smart now attacking on the outside, and widest of all, that's Money Market. Over against the rail, Big Guy in the Sky. These 4 across the track as they're inside the last furlong. And over against the rail, it's Big Guy in the Sky now who picks it up from Strike Smart. Running Glory hanging on for third, but Big Guy in the Sky is turning it on in the end. Big Guy in the Sky, a devastating day, and he has a double. They win by maybe 4 over Strike Smart. Then Running Glory close between Digital Light and Kai on the go.
Partnered by champion rider Dane Dawkins, Big Guy in the Sky secured the 9th event by 4 lengths. Second went to Strike Smart, followed by Running Glory and Kai on the go. The second edition of the Safra Trophy was the day's feature event. This was a 3-year-old and up overnight allowance event contested over 1,600 meters. Perfect Brew, conditioned by 2,000 guineas winning trainer Richard Azan and partnered by champion rider Dane Dawkins, was a hot, even money favourite.
They're off for the Safra Trophy. Gambler comes off slow with Positive ID. Crimson on the far side running early. Further and Beyond, coming from a layoff, now grabs that lead as they flash past the 7. Further and Beyond opening up 3 or 4 lengths as they make their way down the back stretch in the Safra and head toward the 6. He's now gone about 6 lengths in front. A tight group chasing in behind. Stomp the Rhythm and Marquesas, they leave the 6. The head Cornerstone race is just in behind those. Perfect Brew is running on the rail. Burn Notice in between horses. Crimson out wide. Then comes Gambler, a gap to Positive ID, overtaking Omron. They've left the 5. They're on the run toward the half mile, and the Further and Beyond has made his intentions known. He's trying to lead and go all the way as they go spinning into that half mile turn, maybe with a 10-length advantage. Stomp the Rhythm and Marquesas the closest pursuers. They leave the 7/16th. They head Cornerstone just in front of Perfect Brew. 4 lengths back to Crimson racing up. Burn Notice running the rail. Positive ID is 4 lengths down. Gambler racing in behind. And Omron firmly planted at the back, going nowhere. As Further and Beyond will bring them into the top of the lane in the Al Safra. It is Further and Beyond out in front and in charge at the moment. Perfect Brew now beginning to make gain. Stomp the Rhythm is over against the rail in the blue silks, but Further and Beyond now looks to be running on fumes. Here is Perfect Brew kicking in for the kill on the outside. A furlong to run, and Perfect Brew now gets the better of a tiring Further and Beyond inside the final 16th. It is Perfect Brew and a devastating Dane. He'll have a triple. Perfect Brew wins the Al Safra by maybe 6. Further and Beyond holding for second over Stomp the Rhythm. Then Marquesas Crimson is 5th.
Perfect Brew delivered a hot performance to land the day's feature event, clocking 1 minute 38 seconds flat. Perfect Brew was piloted to victory by champion rider Dane Dawkins for Richard Azan, following back-to-back runner-up performances. So Saturday's race card was highlighted by Perfect Brew's victory in the day's feature, the Al Safra Trophy. There was also a memorable win for Sunset Silhouette, ridden by informed jockey Rayanne Lewis, to hand trainer Jason DaCosta his 199th career win at Caymanas Park. This has been another edition of the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. Join us again next time.